Concern about the Delta variant in schools. One superintendent sharing what's going on in one elementary school, calling it a challenge to keep doors open. And tonight, new data about how the virus acts in vaccinated people versus the unvaccinated, proving the vaccines save lives.
A San Antonio police officer shot twice, a suspect dead. Tonight, neighbors share what they heard as the chaotic scene unfolded.
A softball coach arrested. His charge, indecency with a child. Tonight, the urgent plea from the Bexar County Sheriff's Office.
Migrants stranded at the airport. A look at the city's plan to help them get to their final destination.
Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
New data tonight when it comes to the Delta variant. If you suffered from the original virus, you can still get the Delta variant. Experts say you are not immune to getting it again.
University Health also explaining how the Delta variant may be hiding under a more mild symptom, making it easier to spread that virus. Our Myra Arthur with the update.
So I'm always concerned when someone says they'd rather take their chances with COVID-19.
University Health's Dr. Jason Bowling sharing the dangers the Delta variant is bringing to Bexar County. The strain showing up more as nasal congestion early on,
which is a pretty mild symptom. But unfortunately, when people are having that mild nasal congestion, they're already transmissible to others.
The symptom could be confused with allergies. If in doubt, Dr. Bowling advises you get tested. Symptoms may grow more severe, sending people to the hospital, especially those that don't have the protection of the vaccine. COVID survivors relying on natural antibodies may want to reconsider.
What we've learned over the last few months is that people that have had prior infection with COVID-19 and have developed natural immunity, antibodies from natural infection, unfortunately are not protected against this new Delta variant.
Studies continue to show the COVID-19 vaccine offers protection. The CDC recognizes fully vaccinated people can still get the virus, but the number of those breakthrough cases relatively low.
Breakthrough infections do occur, but compared to unvaccinated people, they're still very, very rare.
The data coming in as health officials in Chicago look at Lollapalooza. The 4-day music festival had about 385,000 people, with most reported to be vaccinated and others showing a negative test result before they entered that concert. So far, only 203 cases of COVID-19 have been reported 2 weeks after the event. The vaccine apparently knocking down the amount of virus a person carries or viral load.
There was a study that came out relatively recently that shows that they can have viral loads that are similar to people that are unvaccinated. But what we're starting to learn is that they have a high viral load initially, but they have it for a much shorter time period.
Dr. Bowling saying that high viral load may only last 1 or 2 days in a vaccinated person versus around 10 days in someone who does not have the vaccine, giving the virus a better chance to spread. Just another reason to get the shot.
We have a lot of information at this point that shows that being unvaccinated really puts you at high risk, not only of getting the disease, but of transmitting to other people, being hospitalized, and potentially dying from COVID-19.
Myra Arthur, KSAT 12 News.
Dr. Bowling also encouraging mask wearing. While the Delta variant is more transmissible, Dr. Bowling says the variant is still spread the same way through large droplets. Health officials continue to advise you to wear a mask that covers the nose and mouth to keep yourself protected.
Some parents pushing back against the mask mandate for schools in Bexar County, arguing they should have a choice for their children. Local leaders argue this safety measure is needed to help stop the spread of a contagious disease that's sending some children and adults to the hospital. Today, the Fourth Court of Appeals upholding the mask mandate through Monday morning. It's another blow to Governor Greg Abbott and Attorney General Ken Paxton, who tried to reverse a Bexar County judge's temporary restraining order on the mandate. Abbott and Paxton will likely now appeal to the Texas Supreme Court. Mayor Ron Nirenberg reacting to the ruling on social media, saying in part, quote, "There are still some long days ahead, but I'm encouraged that the law continues to be on the side of students, teachers, and public health," end quote. On Monday, a judge will decide if that mask mandate will be allowed to extend past the Monday deadline.
Coronavirus concerns mounting in our classrooms. Classes for most of Northeast ISD have not started, but a year-round elementary school within that district reporting a worrisome rise in COVID-19. Dr. Sean Micah says Castle Hills Elementary opened on July 19th with cases being initially low. Tonight, that school now has 18 confirmed student cases and 4 cases among staff. Many of those student cases due to close contact at the school. Dr. Micah, the superintendent of NEISD, expressing the importance of mask wearing.
At this point, the data is showing us that mitigation strategies are necessary. School staff will continue to promote hand hygiene, classroom sanitation, and social distancing when possible. But it has been clear recently that those strategies are not enough.
The superintendent says if the trend spreads to other campuses in the school district, they may have to close campuses. The rest of the schools in the district start on Monday. 2 Northeast ISD employees testing positive as well for COVID-19 after they attended an event with nearly 500 other district employees. According to NEISD, the staff members tested positive Monday after they attended a 1-hour convocation ceremony. Later that day, the district was notified of the positive cases. The district then notified anyone who is in same common areas as those employees. For now, students and staff are required to wear a mask. And cases of coronavirus continue to rise throughout Bexar County tonight. The 7-day average hitting nearly 1,400 cases. That's a 5% increase since yesterday. Hospitalizations also continue to rise. Nearly 1,300 COVID patients are hospitalized tonight. 333 people are in the intensive care unit. 214 patients are on ventilators to help them breathe. The FDA and an advisory committee for the CDC approving a 3rd dose for those with a weakened immune system. It's a topic that some of you have voiced opinions on, including on our Instagram poll. You can participate by following us on Instagram.
Another big story today, a San Antonio police officer is, quote, doing okay, recovering in the hospital. The suspect accused of shooting him killed. Residents in the Delcrest community shaken up tonight after what unfolded just hours ago. Police not saying much about what happened, but witnesses are sharing what they experienced.
That's crazy.
There was a good amount. It was like pop, 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 pop. And then there was a delay, and then the second time it was maybe like 4 or 5.
When I got home, I heard maybe 5 or 6 shots.
Residents in the Delcrest community along Rigsby and Willenbrock Avenues shaken by a violent gunfight right behind their yards.
My son said he was like 12 gunshots around there. They saw a man in the backyard because it literally was right in the back alley. He had to shoot out with the cops, and that's one thing, I mean, you don't do.
San Antonio Police Chief William McManus says it started out with a call of a disturbance behind this convenience store on Lakewood and South WW White Road.
We received a call for a disturbance with a gun. There were 4 males who were described as being there. 1 male threatened another with a gun.
Officers say the armed suspect on a bicycle took off. Police caught up with him about a mile away, where they say the suspect opened fire, hitting the officer twice. Charlie Ryan was about a block away. He, like many others, rushed to see the commotion.
Whoever got shot, he was still moving. You know what I mean? Like it looked like he was responsive.
Police say the officer was hit in the lower part of his body.
I see a gentleman holding a gun. You know what I mean? But it looked like he was covering someone. You know, and then like another small little series of pops that happened like behind that house and field.
San Antonio police say the suspect ran into the field where he was shot by another officer.
It was nerve-wracking.
And police not releasing much information on this incident, but say the dead suspect was in his 40s. Tonight, we know the officer injured has been with the department for a year. The officer who opened fire has been on the force for 19 years.
And new tonight, he was a trusted coach of a Little League girls softball team. Tonight, he's accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a 13-year-old girl who was on that team. 48-year-old Tracy Garibay is charged with indecency with a child. Bexar County Sheriff's deputies say during their investigation, they found text messages between Garibay and the victim indicating the relationship. Investigators also say they believe there was inappropriate contact. There is a concern this victim may not be the only one.
And so our fear is that Garibay, because of the position that he held as a softball coach, as a Little League softball coach, there may be other victims out there.
Anyone with information on this man is urged to contact the Sheriff's Office at 210-335-6070.
A woman shot and killed, 2 men injured. Tonight, an arrest in the case. 37-year-old Fernando Rojas charged in the murder of Serena K. Bain. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says they tracked him down all the way to Las Vegas. The new information about his whereabouts came after investigators searched a property in Devine. Bain died last week after she and 2 men were shot at a home near Loop 1604 and Roddy Road near Elmendorf. A second victim shot has since died in the hospital. He's been identified as Jonathan Kenneth Fenn. A third victim remains in the hospital.
You're still ahead on the Nightbeat. Migrants essentially left stranded as they legally seek asylum. The journey through San Antonio has the city looking into possible changes in the humanitarian effort. This is not the right video.
This is the video for a disturbing discovery made. Several horses now in the hands of veterinarians. The animal cruelty case under investigation on the southwest side of the county. Next on the Nightbeat.
Video reversed.
Starved and dehydrated. Take a look. These horses found without hay and water in Von Ormy. In all, 8 horses had to be taken to the veterinary hospital in Floresville to be examined. The animals range in ages from 3 to 5 years old. One of them even laying flat on the ground due to its condition. Animal Control alerted Bexar County deputies to the disturbing discovery. A warrant allowed deputies on the property, but still no arrest in the case. Investigators say the owner could face animal cruelty felony charges for each of the horses pending on the outcome of their investigation.
Migrants are still arriving at the San Antonio International Airport, some of them with nowhere to go. Now the city of San Antonio working on a plan to provide a specific location where they can go to get help for their next destination. The Night Team's John Paul Barajas explains.
The city of San Antonio is sending cease and desist orders to organizations dropping off migrants without travel plans.
We are the closest large city where people can then get on a bus to go somewhere else in the United States or to use our airport, which has a lot more flights than, for example, the Del Rio airport.
Tino Gallegos, immigration liaison for the city of San Antonio, says it's all for creating a smoother journey for them. But until then, migrants are being left stranded.
People don't exactly know how to buy the tickets. They may have language difficulties. They may have money that's from a different country. They need to change it over, or somebody said, I'll send you some money. And they're trying to find a Western Union where they can receive it.
Nonprofits are trying to help migrants coming through our city, but the demand is too much. Gallegos adds they hope to create a new respite center similar to what they had with the Migrant Resource Center in 2019 in the downtown area when they saw a similar surge of migrants arriving. But due to COVID, the city says the space is not the safest option.
So in 2019, it was fine to have a lot of people, sitting close to one another. But really for public health reasons, it would be very difficult to operate in that same space.
The respite center will operate as the middleman for migrants who don't have transportation out of San Antonio or don't have a sponsor.
Whether that's just having somebody who has a computer, is from here and knows how to book things, right? Or how to make calls and all that kind of stuff, make that happen in one spot.
In the meantime, the city will continue to work closely with local nonprofits to get migrants either shelter or onto their next location.
It becomes strained, but even with a lot of people, if everybody's working together and people are easily able to make those plans, it all runs very smoothly.
John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
The city of San Antonio hopes to open the respite center location by the end of the month. City officials say they will not reveal that location for security reasons for the migrants and for volunteers. If you would like to know how to become a volunteer, you can head to our website at ksat.com.
You're looking at a cool 83 degrees outside. If you were outside earlier, though, it felt like your shoes were melting.
Yeah, it was a warm one today.
Oh, yeah, another warm one. High of 96 this afternoon, so 83. Yes, definitely feeling much cooler tonight. And, of course, things will stay hot this weekend, but we will add in a slightly better chance of rain, especially as we get into Sunday. And, of course, we'll talk all about that. High temperatures across the KSAT viewing area today. 95 in New Braunfels. Our hot spots today, 101 in Del Rio, also up to 101 down I-35 in Cotulla. Elsewhere across the state, high of 95 in Dallas, 98 in Abilene, low 90s and 80 in Amarillo. Today, they've got a bit more cloud cover out there. Tomorrow across the state, we'll have a chance of rain here in our part of the state, also up closer to the I-20 corridor, some storms possible there. As we get into Sunday, the focus for better rain chances will move from the I-20 corridor down to the I-10 corridor in our area, and we will be looking at some scattered rain by Sunday, and we'll get into that in more detail very shortly. 84 at the airport now, mostly clear skies. Dew point is back in the low 70s, so it feels like 90 at this hour. Thankfully, though, we've got a decent breeze still hanging on at about 15 miles per hour. 83 in Pleasanton, 87 in Cotulla. Del Rio, you're our one spot, still in the 90s, 92 at this hour. Winds are not as breezy elsewhere as they are here in town. Calm winds in Gonzales, 5 mile per hour wind in Pleasanton, and generally speaking, overnight our winds will be light. When you wake up tomorrow morning, we will have some low clouds in place, but just like the past few days, those will start to mix out pretty quickly, and we'll be left with a good mix of sun and clouds tomorrow afternoon, pushing our high temperatures back into the mid to upper 90s. So heat index tomorrow during peak heating will be back between about 100 and 105. So if you've got outdoor plans tomorrow, make sure you keep everybody hydrated. As far as rain chances on Saturday, they're going to be on the isolated side, a 20% chance for a pop-up shower or storm. And Futurecast paints a really good picture here heading into tomorrow afternoon. Again, quiet through midday. And then you'll notice northern tier of the hill country and also down a little bit closer to the coast. A couple of afternoon pop-ups will be possible. We'll have to watch tomorrow evening's activity. I do think once we lose the heat of the day tomorrow evening, a lot of the activity from the afternoon will fizzle out. This particular model wants to keep things around through about this time tomorrow night, even after midnight. But I do think the focus for rain, not only tomorrow, but also into Sunday, will be during our peak heating hours. So afternoon into early evening. We get into Sunday again, fairly quiet through midday, but as we get into the afternoon hours, we'll be starting to watch for some redevelopment of shower and thunderstorm activity in the hill country. Should originate north of Highway 90, but then as it kind of blossoms during the afternoon, it is expected to become more scattered across the area. So as far as any afternoon storms impacting your weekend plans, I do think that's much more likely on Sunday as compared to Saturday. Now, even with a higher coverage of rain Sunday afternoon and evening, we're not expecting really much in the way of severe weather. But because these will be summertime thunderstorms, we certainly could have some heavy rain, some lightning and gusty winds. So if you do have outdoor plans this weekend, especially on Sunday, keep an eye to the sky. And if you hear thunder, make sure you bring everyone inside until the rain passes. A quick check of what's going on in the tropics. We've got two tropical depressions, Fred and Tropical Depression 7. Fred is expected to become a tropical storm by tomorrow, producing a lot of rain over parts of Florida, moving into the deep south by early next week. And we'll have to keep a close eye on Tropical Depression 7. This will be on Fred's heels, and by the middle of next week could again be approaching South Florida, so the Sunshine State. On guard here as we approach the busy part of hurricane season. Here at home this weekend, plenty of heat and some afternoon rumbles of thunder for the next few days. Guys,
I need some of that gusty wind. I got a few balls and a foam rocket stuck up on a tree that I need to shake it off.
Yeah.
You didn't do that, though, did you?
I might have helped.
Yeah. All right, so the Cowboys playing their second preseason game, while a lot of teams are playing their first.
That's true. They started early, of course, because they're in the Hall of Fame game, but Dak did make the trip. He was throwing in the pregame portion of the game. He didn't play actually in the game. And you know what? He looked pretty good. When we come back, Cowboys are in Arizona. We'll give you an update on that game as well. And our big game coverage previews take us to Johnson High School. Coming up.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
After losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the Hall of Fame game 16-3, the Dallas Cowboys are facing the Cardinals in Arizona tonight in their second preseason game. And they are playing without their star quarterback again as Dak Prescott recovers from a strained muscle in his throwing shoulder that he picked up back on July 28th. How frustrating has this been for him after it took him 9 months to get back on the field after suffering the worst injury of his football career last year with a compound fracture and dislocation of his ankle?
I'm a go guy. I always want to be in the action, getting better. I think the more reps are better, and better for me. But obviously, something like this, you can't stress it too fast. And sitting out and being out of all the time I was out last year, that's what I think about, and that's what's able to pull me back in. And so it's just the risk versus the reward at this point, and I've got to know what I'm playing for, and that's to be ready for this season.
After being tied 3-3, a fumble on the Cowboys' offense turnover into points for the Cardinals. They now lead 10-3 in the second quarter. Meantime, at least 2 women who have accused Deshaun Watson of sexual assault and misconduct and civil lawsuits filed against the Houston Texans quarterback. They have complained about their interviews with NFL investigators. According to Sports Illustrated, the two felt the women investigators were patronizing and victim blaming. One of the women claims she was asked what she was wearing when she met Watson. While the Texans travel to Green Bay to take on the Packers in their 2021 preseason debut, it will be a homecoming for offensive lineman Max Sharping. Sharping grew up 5 miles from Lambeau Field, and this is his second trip back home since he was a rookie in 2019. And so far, so good. Became the Texans starting left guard in week 3, and even after contracting COVID last season, he was able to play in 31 games with 22 starts over the last 2 seasons. Sharping was asked, what do his parents think of him returning?
They love it. They don't have to travel. So, they travel a lot to all the games. So the fact that they can just host it and tailgate and stuff, they're going to be happy.
All right, kickoff tomorrow night, slated for 7 p.m. Spurs have one more game left on the Summer League schedule after finally picking up their first win this offseason in Utah and Las Vegas with a 106-105 victory over the Charlotte Hornets. Rookie Joe Wieskamp had his best game since he was selected in the second round of the NBA draft. Former Hawkeye played 28 minutes and was able to produce 17 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. His first big step in the NBA. And even though he's 6'7", Joe tells us the big difference between college and NBA basketball.
Going to the league, you're going to play against longer, athletic guys. So even like today, I think I got a 3 block. That usually doesn't happen. Being a taller guy, having a higher release, I'm not used to that. So it's just getting used to those type of athletes and just being able to read that. Maybe I should have shot faked and let him fly by and then shoot it. So it's just Summer League is all about learning, and I feel like I'm learning every single game.
The Spurs' final scheduled Summer League game in Las Vegas will be Sunday at 5 p.m. against the Brooklyn Nets. Our big game coverage previews take us to Johnson High School next. We are ready. It's hard to believe that 2 weeks from tonight, the 2021 high school football season kicks off its first full Friday night in Texas and San Antonio. Get you ready for our big game coverage previews. Take us to Johnson High School, which is home to the Jaguars. The Jaguars are ranked in the top 50 in the state in Class 6A, according to Texas Football Magazine. After finishing last year 9-2, more than likely could have gone farther in the postseason until the team had to deal with the COVID pandemic, sidelining some of their team members. Head coach Mark Soto welcomes back 10 starters, 6 on offense, 4 on defense after finishing 7-1 in District 28 6A. The Jaguars will have a new starting quarterback, Ty Reisner, headed off to the Air Force Academy, but they do return wide receiver Cannon Fairley, who had 7 touchdowns on 585 yards receiving, and running back Benjamin McCreary scored 12 touchdowns on 630 yards rushing.
This year is very, very special for us. Coming off of a great season we had last year, we want to fill some really big shoes and go real far in the playoffs, and we have eyes focused on state championship.
We're going to treat every team as the best they are and treat every team like it's a state championship game and play every game with enthusiasm and effort and hopefully lead us to a state championship.
All right, the Jaguars kick off their season on Friday, August the 27th at 7 p.m. against the Wagner Thunderbirds at Hero Stadium. Texas Special Olympics is asking for volunteers to help with the state summer games that will be held at Morgan's Wonderland in Inclusion City, USA from September the 19th through the 21st. They need about 3,000 people to volunteer. Just go to www.sotx.org Summer Games. And don't forget to sign up for the Haney & Company Golf Tournament at the Quarry August 23rd starting at 8 a.m. It is a scramble, breakfast, lunch, and awards all take place, including the hole-in-one contest for our 2021 Lexus from the Kayla Group. Just go to haneycpas.com/golf. Haney & Company Charity Golf Tournament sponsors we would like to recognize tonight as well to help them get raising money for benefiting the St. Vinny's Bistro that takes place, that is located in the Haven for Hope. So they are really on high demand right now. So feeding the homeless, a lot of people are going back to Haven for Hope now.
Yeah, feeding the homeless in the Haven.
Yes.
From sandwiches to hot meals, you name it.
Whatever it takes to get people through it.
Yeah. Thanks, Greg.
All right. Thanks, Greg. We'll be right back.
That's it for the Night Beat. Don't forget, Good Morning San Antonio starts at 6 a.m. with Max and Sarah.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Have a great night. Have a great weekend.